got your eggs and your bacon and your boho too. And if you messed around, now Cuban bread you. Albert's Kitchen, breakfast edition.
Alright guys, welcome to Alberto's Kitchen, breakfast edition. Hey guys, today we're going to do a special edition. We're going to make some breakfast for you guys today. I know what you're saying, breakfast is, you know, kind of easy and whatnot, but you know, it's this Cuban style, baby, so we always use that mojo. We're going to make some bacon, eggs, some toast with Cuban bread. We're going to throw a little bit of ham into our scrambled eggs. Get your egg, crack it, and put it in there. I'm making for 3 people, so I'm gonna probably crack about 6 to 8 eggs. So we got our eggs in a nice little bowl here. Just start mixing them in there. I like to put a little bit of milk in my eggs. It adds to the consistency. Not too much. Just enough to basically make the coloring of the eggs a little bit lighter. You guys can get some ham. Any deli ham is fine. I like to use smoked ham or Virginia ham. It's really good with this. Just get it and just get a good amount. Just cut it up. Put that in there. Next we're going to shred some cheese. You can buy shredded cheese already, but I like to freshly shred it. I use mozzarella. Provolone is also great for this. You can use Swiss, and basically any type of cheese. Cheddar is great. Or you can just, you know, buy some slices of American, and then after it's done, just put some slices of American cheese on top. It's perfect. Alright, now we got our cheese shredded. We did basically about half a pound of cheese. Put it all in there like that. I'm gonna throw some garlic salt in there. You use regular salt, but garlic salt, you know, it's something new for me. So I'm gonna try it in, you know, almost everything. Make sure, you know, just to see how it goes with things. I'm gonna throw a little bit of mojo in there. Give it like a nice little, like, Hispanic Latin flavor. Just a bit. Add some complete seasoning. Not too much, just a pinch. If you're not really much of a pepper guy, half a pepper's good. If you like peppers a lot, then put a whole one. All right, now we have our green peppers chopped and diced. Just toss them right in there. All right, just mix that up in there. I have a skillet. You guys can use a frying pan also. If you guys have an older like metallic frying pan, you probably need some butter in there also, whatnot, so it won't stick. I'm gonna do this in parts. There's a lot in here, so just do a little bit at a time. Just let it sit in there. I'm making scrambled eggs, so just let it sit in there a little bit until you see it starts really cooking. Just move it around a bit. Alright, if you're using a skillet like I am, like this, 300 degrees is fine. You can put it about 300, 325 more or less. If you're using a frying pan on the stove top, then probably like between high and medium would be a good temperature. Not too high and not too medium. So, because if you do it too high, it's going to cook way too fast and it's going to burn. So, alright, good tip for you guys to know. Hey guys, we're on our last batch of eggs. Done. Put them here. Alright guys, we're going to start with the bacon now. More or less the same temperature as the eggs. 300, between 300 and 350 degrees if you're using griddle. Alright guys, we got the bacon sizzling here. We're going to start flipping them. This bacon doesn't take too long to cook. You just start flipping them, getting nice and crispy already. I like my bacon pretty crispy, not burnt but crispy. So we're basically just gonna cut the bread across the disc. Spread some butter. I also added some garlic salt on this. Put a little bit more on there also. So, alright guys, we're gonna start with our tostadas. Just put it right on top like that. We're gonna use the bacon grease that we left from the bacon. Put that on there like this. We're gonna squish them down with our spatula as best we can. You don't have to use the bacon grease if you don't want to. This is just something special because I love bacon grease and everyone in this house loves bacon. Alright, we're gonna flip our bread over. Just make sure you get it as flat as possible. That's how you make tostadas. It basically says it in the name. It's toasted tostada. It's a toast. Alright guys, our tostada is done. Look at that nice little color on there. It's golden brown. This is basically what you're going for. You're going for nice and flat. Alright. I can't wait to take a bite out of this. This is going to be excellent. Let me get a plate over here. Put them on there. Alright guys, to top off a great breakfast, alright, we're going to have to make some Cuban coffee and milk. Café con leche. This is your typical, you know, Folgers cup of coffee, you know, wake you up in the morning and whatnot. This will wake you up in the morning, alright? If you guys want to see the effects of Cuban coffee, check out J Heredia 2 and you'll see what Cuban coffee can do to you. Alright, we're going to put some sugar into your little receptacle here. And 3.5 tablespoons is perfectly fine. We'll leave that there for later. When you add the water to this, make sure you put the water more or less above this little notch here. Alright, the espresso, which is another name that you call Cuban coffee. You put your little filter thing in there. Best coffees I've had, Pilon, La Llave, and Bustelo. Bustelo is not my favorite, but Pilon and La Llave is great if you're ever going to buy some Cuban coffee. Alright, just put some teaspoons in there. As you're adding it, squish it down a bit. So I was corrected by my wife. She says to make a nice little heap on the top there. So we just leave it there. Just put the top over it there. Just twist it shut. Alright guys, make sure you tighten it up really well and you put it on a burner on high. And you lift up the top there. Basically we're going to leave it. Once you see coffee start spilling out of here, you're going to grab it and I'm going to tell you what to do after that, okay? Alright guys, coffee's starting to brew. You're going to let it come out a little bit. You're just going to pull it off really quick off the fire and toss some into the sugar that you had in the cup earlier. And just put it right back and close the lid and let it continue brewing. Basically what you're going to do with this is you're just going to mix it up. You're going to make a nice little like a paste almost of the sugar and the coffee. I put a little bit too much of the coffee in there. If that happens, you can always put a little bit more sugar. Basically what you're looking for when you do this is a nice, less like a golden brown color. You can actually add a little bit more sugar in there. My wife's going to add some more sugar. So I can tell you more, let's show you what the color should be. That's good. What this does, basically what this does, doing this, is when you actually put the coffee in here and you mix it up, it's supposed to create that little foam on top of the Cuban coffee. This is what we call the la fumita. Alright, that right there is the color you should get when you mix it in the coffee in there, alright? Alright, coffee's completely brewed. What you do is just grab it and just put it, you get that little foam on the top. That's basically from the sugar. You just mix it up in there. And there you go. You guys just make some Cuban coffee. Alright, we're going to make some little shots of Cuban coffee here, espresso. Alright guys, we're done with our breakfast. Alright, you got your eggs, your bacon, and your tostada, your café con leche. Let me tell you, everything here looks delicious. I'm going to try a little bit of everything. This is great. Green peppers give it a nice little kick. Bacon is bacon. You just can't go wrong with bacon. I like bacon. Tostada with a little bit of garlic salt in. Let's try this. I've been dying to try this. Oh yeah. Mmm. Perfect kick of garlic in there. Good amount of salt. One of the best things you can have with a Cuban style breakfast or any breakfast is a piña. This stuff is awesome. It gives a nice little kick to anything you're eating. Oh yeah. Alright guys, this was the breakfast edition of Alberto's Kitchen. Come back next week and see what we do, alright? You guys have a great one. If you guys want to with the tostada, you can open it up, throw some of the eggs in there, and eat it like a little nice egg sandwich, alright? That'll go great also. Alright guys? Hasta la vista, baby.